And now to turn our attention and focus to delivery, please a warm welcome for our Vice President of Training Quality, Ercell Charles.
Dr. Urban, you're my hero. Oh my gosh, let's give him another round of applause. Wow. Wow. All we do is win. Wow, what an amazing organization to be a part of. This is kind of like homecoming for me. In fact, it's kind of like a family reunion. Because in 2002, I was an avocational trainer, and I came to this place for the very first time. And I was walking around like a lost puppy. I mean, maybe like a lost dog, not a puppy. But anyway, I was just walking around, and first of all, let me put some things in perspective. I just been down to the market, seen some things, historic things, and then things came together. I was in a Charleston, South Carolina. I was at Charleston Place Hotel, and my name is Ercell Charles. So this is my city, all right? I saw my room just down the street called King Charles. I was like, wow. And so now, 15 years later, I find myself leading the greatest organization, the greatest group of trainers in the world. Isn't life amazing? It's just simply amazing. Thank you. So I want to talk about impact and the importance of impact and what we do at training. And I mean, if there was any, assist you gave me, Dr. Urban, if I don't slam dunk this, I'm out, bro. But you did a great job. Here's the thing. What is impact? This is the theme of our conference. What is impact? And impact is the end result of a transformative experience. That's our brand promise. Now, I know we talk a lot about products, but we don't sell products. We give people experiences that are life-changing. And we quit doing that, we move away from our authentic purpose. And now the challenge is even greater. As we go into global sales and other opportunities, we have to find a way to make sure that we can make that transformative, not just with individuals, but also with organizations. So the challenge is there. So I want to talk for a second. When you look at these trainers, are these trainers a group or a team? See Steve, my man Steve up there. Steve gets some love out there. All right? Are these trainers a group or a team? Well, you can't tell. Can't tell. But if I give you an analogy, like for instance, when I flew down here, all the different passengers in all the different individual seats, they're a group. But the flight attendants and the pilots, they're a team. When I look at that, I wonder about us as an organization, as a global organization, as one Carnegie. Are we going to choose to still continue to operate as a group, or will we be a team? That's our next challenge, as Dr. Urban challenged us, because if the time is now, we need to now operate as a team. Now, before I get into why that's important, because of the challenge that is before us, let's talk about some of the things where we've been and where we're going. So what makes a team, first of all, is a common purpose and a vision. That's the thing that separates a group of teams, a common purpose and a vision. Now, here's our common purpose, our vision for training. We have the best trainers in the world that Dale Carnegie himself will be proud of, and our trainers move our business forward. Those two are not exclusive from each other. We have to have the best trainers in the world. That's our commitment, and our trainers must drive business forward. Now we have some trainers too, Dr. Urban, that like to sometimes do their own thing. Not a lot of them, but some of them. And they do the things, and sometimes the things that they do may not drive business forward. We don't get the residual business from it. We don't move things forward. And then sometimes we have trainers who are so focused on driving business forward, they're not committed or connected to being the best trainer in the world. So we have to do both. And when we do both, we really confirm that brand promise. So I want to introduce you to my team. I truly have a team. This is my team. I want my team members, Misty, Sylvia, and Julie, to please stand. Let's give them some appreciation. Look at my team. That's my peeps. That's my dogs. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting too straight. Let me keep it. I got to keep it. I sincerely love these individuals because they're unselfish, they're hardworking, never complain. Well, maybe they don't complain to me, but they never complain. Maybe they do. And always up for the challenge. We never had a challenge they're not willing to embrace. Because we understand the power of we work together as a team, we get a lot accomplished, and we have gotten a lot accomplished over this last year. So let's talk about the key initiatives that we've done over the last year. These are all the different things that we've accomplished over this 2017 years. We have done a lot, and we've been trying to communicate all the different things we're doing. I'm just going to focus on the one thing at the bottom that I'm really proud of, because we could not do this without the cooperation of all the different franchises, master traders, and Carnegie masters, is at the end of this fiscal year, the end of this calendar year, December 31st, we're going to have over 1,000 trainers recertified in the new wild DNA process. And I think that'd be a round of applause. Wow. Look. In fact, we had 2 recertification events before the conference, and I walked into one of them. It was like the Dale Carnegie All-Stars within the room. I mean, they had so many profound trainers in that room, and I'm going, oh my gosh, there's Jim Gafford getting recertified. Jim Gafford, a legend in our business being recertified. That is a commitment to excellence that, I'm just so proud of to see that we're committed to being able to deliver it with such consistency across the board. So I want to thank all the trainers for being committed to it, to the recertification process. I also want to take the time just to talk about a couple of other things on this list as we go forward as well. One of the things that Joe talked about yesterday is video subtitling. Here's Stephen Holgate. So if you want to learn, all of our simple structured videos are now subtitled in a different language. And you too can learn English if you like, or Portuguese, or Spanish, or even German, or French. Whatever you like, you learn your own language. In fact, I'm going to take English over again. All right, just to get it straight this time. That Cajun gets in the way. But anyway, it's a really great process now, and we are certainly committed to using more video subtitling and translation to make sure we get things done quicker and faster and more consistency across the network. And in fact, we're going to start video subtitling some of our best practices from other languages, and we're going to subtitle in English, and we're going to learn so that we can see some of our best trainers across the world and see what they do as well. The second thing we're excited talking about is that we're now looking at the pre-DNA. We now have 4 ways for people to take the pre-DNA. In other words, the pre-DNA is like a precursory event to make sure that people can go into our delivery certification. Now, why this is so important? Because we have a diverse group of audience, we have people all over the world, and it's really important that we provide multiple ways and we use the technologies. Now, the key to this is that we now have given master trainers the authority to assess the candidate's readiness to attend events. And that's a big deal, because we're going to trust that they're going to do the right thing. We're going to also track that they do the right thing. Hey, what's love without accountability? Right? So we're going to trust that they're going to evaluate people, they're going to do it right, and at the same time, you'll be able to assess the candidates without even having an event and send them events. So it's not going to be cost saving, but you spend more time preparing your people to go to certification events. So we got 4 ways to do it. You could do it online. You could have a master. You could even have your own master trainer preparing your people to be effective. Now, here's the key. When they go to curriculum event, they got to be ready, right? So we're going to trust that this is going to work. We're excited about it. We're going to look at more ways that we can make the certification process not a pain. But you know what? It's a requirement. Because again, we're going to keep that standard, and we're committed to doing that standard as we move forward as well. Another thing we're excited about is we're doing what we call an accelerated training certification. I've gotten a lot of feedback about this. Some people are excited about it, some are not excited. Now, what is accelerated certification? We're not passing people through. We're looking for experienced trainers. We're looking for talent. We're looking for individual trainers who have talent inside of Dale Carnegie as well as outside of Dale Carnegie who meet our criteria. They're going to have to meet a certain rigor. They're looking at how well they can do it, and then there are going to be opportunities based on their skill and their experience to be able to be placed where they fit within our methodology. You should be excited about this because you can find other trainers within our organization as well as outside who are capable of onboarding quicker and more effectively. The pace that it takes now, it takes about 18 months to get a certified trainer up to date, up to speed. We cannot meet the current business demands if we don't look at more ways to be more effective in this area. Every time Dan speaks about global sales, I start to say, ooh, Mufasa, ooh, wow. because he's telling about all these deals we have, $5 billion deal here and a global deal there and all these different global deals. And the one concern I have is trainer capacity. We do have the best trainers in the world, but trainer capacity. So we got to kind of change our thinking, and we can't be selfish anymore about just my four, no more. We got to look at how we can help extend our trainers to each other, share trainers, and onboard trainers quicker. We got to trust the process and let the performance speak for itself. In other words, we just can't have the people go through a process. The processes are important, but we have to be more performance focused and make sure that performance of all individuals meet the standards we look at. Does that make sense? Now thank you so much. And our Carnegie Masters got to do a lot less showing and more evaluating. Evaluating if the people have met the standard. So it's going to be we tested it out in 3 areas. We tested it out in sales already with Steve Verberg franchise in Orange County. We did the winning relationship sales. We're great. In fact, if you were part of that, I got Oscar and Steve, would you stand? Please stand. They were part of that. And both passed with the accelerated certification. You guys please see it. We also did it in Atlanta, my hometown, with Wendy Johnson, Carrie Champlin. I don't think of them here, but we did the LTM there. Diane, where's Diane? She's here? So she's waiting to get an award. See, that's how effective the program is. She's waiting to get an award. So Diane, she did the LTM, and then we also did the Dale program with David Wright in Houston. And you know what? It's not perfect yet, but it gave us it gave us enough information to say we have to move forward. We're going to take it to the next level this year. We're excited about this. You should be excited about this. How many times people have walked to me and said, Ercell, now here's what I hear. Ercell, you know how important training quality is. We got to make sure we have the standard. And then secretly say, Ercell, can you tell me how much it cost us to really get our trainers, And that's real. I understand. I feel your pain. I was in your shoes just a few years ago. So we got to make sure we work together. And here's the thing. Time is not always the final test. You can look for talent. We got to look for more talent and what we can do to be more effective when we do this as well. So we're excited about this initiative. We really think it's going to make a difference. Oh, by the way, this is not replacing what we currently do. If we want to do the current process we have in place, we'll continue the same process we have in place. Then, if you look at our training, what we do, we're really responsible for 4 areas. We're really responsible for training standards. We got to look at how we're building a repository of best practices in repositories. We need to be able to be part of business development, and trainers need to be a part of that. And we also need to be able to do some R&D or innovation. And if you look at this current training scope, this was the scope previous this past year. You had the delivery field executives, the Carnegie Masters teams, the trainers, IDCFA, which is we are part of and partner with, DC, and all the franchises. And when I came on board, like Joe said yesterday, I thought there was something that was missing. I thought we had an opportunity to really find a way that we could get a different voice to the table. And what we've been able to do is come up with the updated, and this is the ITQB, the International Training Quality Board. Now, I wasn't looking for another acronym. I know we have enough. But we need to find a place where we could come together and find the trainers, pull the trainers together, and have a common voice. Imagine if we could bring all the trainers together, and particularly avocational trainers. When I came here 15 years ago, I had a conversation with someone. I was an avocational trainer since 1996. It was my very first Dale Carnegie convention. I didn't know anyone in the room. This distinguished gentleman with a green jacket on, with silver hair, very distinguished, walked up to me and said, "Sir, what's your name?" I said, "I'm Ercell Charles." And I said, "What's your name?" He says, "Ollie." I said, "Well, what franchise you work with?" And he very distinctly said, "I'm president of Dale Carnegie Associates." It's like, oh my gosh, I messed this one up. I was like, wow, because as an avocational trainer, I had no idea what was the infrastructure. I was training people. I was delivering things. Did a whole lot of things in Atlanta. I had no idea. I had no connection with the organization. I had no with the whole organization, what the things we were doing. I was attending certification events, but I had no idea. So I don't want that to happen to people. In fact, how many of you in our audience who have been a trainer for some time, avocational training, this is your very first convention? Let's see your hands. Look at that. Let's give them some appreciation. Thank you so much. I was in Taipei, and in Taipei, I met a guy, and gave this story, and he says, his name was Benson. It was his very first convention, very first time around the Dale Carnegie family, and he was a trainer since 1978. Had no idea about how large, how big. So we're looking for this board to do away with that. So here's the thing we want to do. This is our inaugural International Training Quality Board. Our International Training Quality Board is being led by Emo Everett, a 20-plus year avocational trainer. Where's Emo? He's in the room. There he is, Emo in the room. He's getting over, right? Our board consists of individuals from all different regions, and we had such a turnout of people who wanted to be a part of who we are and what we want to do. We couldn't turn everyone away. So what we did, we created board associates. These board associates, all of these trainers are working together on things that really make an impact on training quality and to help drive business. We're looking at different initiatives. One of the very first initiatives that we are doing is creating trainer profiles. Now, you heard Joe talk about this. You heard Dan talk about the time when everybody sends emails out about how many people in healthcare. And guess what the second email is? How many trainers we have healthcare experience? Right? You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't do that, right? So what we need to do is have a repository of best practices. We need all your trainers. We need your bios. We are so excited about the bios and putting it together, we're even giving away awards. You know, if you have your bio in by the 15th of December, you're going to be eligible to win a Microsoft Surface. Right? I think that's pretty cool. You're going to be, and if your second prize is going to be an Apple iPad, the third prize is a $250 gift certificate. And I'm still working on Andrew to see if I get more money. But you will be eligible. We want your bios. We want your bios. There's no reason. How can we have the best trainers in the world and other franchises don't know about them? Much better, how can we have the best trainers in the world and we can't tell our clients about them? It's time is now to be able to we shouldn't have to beg for your bios. We need to be able to have a consistent look and feel so that when you look for somebody, you can find them and you can do it effectively. Yeah. I'm sorry. Dr. Urban, you got me so pumped up, man. I'm like, come on, bro, let's do this thing. I'm sorry. Joe's been trying to work on my professionalism and stuff. God, I'm working at it, Joe. Man, golly. So we don't want to beg. Our goal for the end of this fiscal year is to have 500 bios. 500 bios is doable. We can do it. We're looking to get your bio. We need to be a part of it. We're gonna you could put your bio or your profile on Carnegie Connect. If you have any questions, email Carnegie University. We'd be glad to get that to you. Now, how about some of the future? The future, I'll be very quick about it. We're working on a bunch of things. One of the things that we're really excited about is the delivery point of view. We've never had a DCNA approach to what is our perspective on delivering concepts. In January, we're going to have our very first winning relationships delivery point of view where we're bringing some of the best trainers in the world in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to give them a little bit of Southern hospitality. And we're going to talk about what is our perspective on some of the best ways to deliver this product. So we don't have so many different tangents of the product. It should not be a Ercell Charles way to do the winning relationship sales, the Alan Walker way to do it, the Matt Norman way to do it. We should have a consistent way to show consistency so when we do these global deliveries, they're the same. So we're really excited about that. There's so many other things we're working on. We're working on trainer recruitment, awareness sustainment sessions. There's a lot that we're doing that we're just getting started and so excited about the past. So you ask about what's the benefit to you? Here's what we've done. When it comes to time, these are all the things we're doing to kind of help reduce the time so we get trainers to market. The second thing we're doing, here's some of the things that help us reduce some of the costs. We feel your pain and we're still working on more ways that we could do more of that. And finally, here's the things we're doing to make sure we can enhance quality. We have been doing a lot. I can't thank my team and the master trainers, Carnegie Masters, and the trainers across the world enough for the commitment to excellence. So what the future looks like? Well, I met this individual by the name of Roy Spence. He's with GSD&M. And I showed this video. How many was in Hawaii? I with us in Hawaii. And if you was at a trainer meeting, I showed this video. And he said, what does purpose sounds like? And what this purpose sounds like to me is exactly what Dale Carnegie sounds like when we talk about One Carnegie. I'm going to show you this simple video. It's about 2 minutes in length. And at the end, I'm going to talk about what does purpose sound like. And it's going to give us a perspective of what it takes for us to truly live out this one Carnegie, because in the past, one Carnegie was aspirational. Now, one Carnegie must be operational. So let's take a look at this video.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. But you needed proof. You saw her waiting on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. Well, she tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from the lips she drew the hallelujah. Well, baby, there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot somebody who outdrew ya. It's not a cry that you hear at night, it's not somebody who's seen the light, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah and hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
So what does one Carnegie sound like? Number one, or what purpose sounds like? Because one Carnegie is being on purpose. Number one, everyone needs to know the words of the song. Number two, seriously, we have to listen to one another. Everybody talks about what is needed. We need to start listening to one another. Thirdly, you have to step up when it's your turn. It's time for us to step up from being a group and step up and being a team. Fourthly, it sounds beautiful when you sing together. And fifthly, it's helped to have a good song to sing. We don't have a good song to sing, we have a great song to sing. Dr. Urban already just sang our song. I'm just trying to follow, I can't follow that up. It just amazes me the opportunity that we have if we just choose to work together. If we choose to just sing and listen to one another. And guess what? It just doesn't sound together beautiful for us. It sounds like beautiful to the world. It's our time now. And we choose to do now, we'll win. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time. Appreciate it.